What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and today we're going to be looking at one of my older videos that I never got around to posting. Well, we're going into a new year. Actually, the year has already started if you're watching this video. But there was a promise that I made to myself that I obviously have broken millions and millions of times before. But in the future, I don't plan on breaking this promise. So today, we're gonna look at myself speaking about my disdain for the foreigners. No, but speaking from the heart about my feelings in dealing with foreigners while being overseas. For those who don't know, you might have this idea that foreigners really love to stick together when they're living overseas. You know, when you see another foreigner, you give them the head nod and they're like, oh my goodness, another foreigner. Well, it's not like that. Usually foreigners are not that friendly to other foreigners, and it really depends on the group that you involve yourself with. I would say living overseas in South Korea and now living overseas in China, usually the foreigners that you meet are flawed individuals. People are flawed anyway, but I think it takes a whole nother level to be the type of person that can leave home. And that's including myself, you know, very flawed. It takes a whole nother level type of person to leave home. And when you meet these people overseas, you start to see how we all just need a little healing, including myself. I'm not above that. So yeah, let's get into this right after this intro.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my glasses off. I got my makeup done today, and I made sure to ask them not to put a freaking foundation on me, so I'm not that ashy today. And so, ooh, I'm kind of blind. Well, I don't really need to see to watch this video, but I'm gonna go ahead and move over to the side so I can place the video on the screen because I'm really good at editing now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this video, and I'm gonna talk throughout the video. I'm one of those people that talk through movies, so we're gonna talk throughout the video. And if I pause, I'm gonna be like, pause, and try to tell myself the time. So it's gonna be kind of cringy, but if you're here for it, come along, because this is definitely a healing journey. What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random. And I don't have my camera. It broke. So we're just sitting in my living room processing. I am wearing something, by the way. We're sitting in my room. That's important. My living room processing because I just left the group chat for foreigners overseas. Nothing against them. I've been saying over and over how, like, I was gone for a week. Like, oh yeah, I need to walk away from this. I need to walk away from that. I need to walk away from that. It wasn't a big fight that made me walk away. It was just finally like, you know, I guess I realized that I built a stronger connection with my one of my teachers at the school, the foreigner teacher at the school, in which I didn't really expect to build like this type of comfort with her. So there was that. Like I felt this level of comfort that like came out of nowhere. Like at first I felt like a lot of like pressure because I knew that everybody wanted us to be friends, and then there was also this desire to be the good person, but like not really knowing how to be the good person. And I also like when certain things would come out, I wouldn't like communicate it, and that's across the board. When certain things happen, I wouldn't communicate it, and I didn't want to be the angry black woman. I always wouldn't communicate the things that I felt because I already knew that people wouldn't care about how they made you feel. They don't. That was just my reality. And so I've become more communicative over the last few years. Like I'll say it if something's bothering me. And it's just kind of like I was saying if things were bothering me, but I was noticing that even if I said something, like it just wasn't listened to, it wasn't heard. And so I just kind of like my feelings get disregarded often. And I met someone who actually listens to the things that I say. Okay. and I'm not going to say her name, but she actually listens.
Okay, so I said her. I wasn't sure if it was Stuart or not.
Further than I expected to ever grow while I was overseas. Because for me, all I really need is someone to kind of like just hear me, right? Just hear me.
That's a reoccurring thing with me, just wanting to be heard.
It's not even a Roomba. It's like a little like sweeper vacuum. And I don't think she really does a good job.
On the floor right there.
He or she, it doesn't really do a good job.
I'll take a picture.
But it's been going around the house and like I've been hearing it and I'm just like, it comforts me. And I think the thing was, I was just really lonely. I was really lonely.
Pop that on the screen.
And that's why I was so open to things that I wouldn't normally be open to. When I was back at home, I wasn't drinking every day. When I was back at home,
the drinking was bad.
Hanging out at clubs until a certain amount of time. I did all of this so I could be around people.
That is not me.
I did all of this because I wanted to be around people. But even then, it's not what I came here for. I didn't come here to make friends. And realistically, when you're overseas and you're meeting people, the people that you meet aren't necessarily going to be in your life for long term. Like, you know that you meet people who are in your life, but not for long term. But how often do you really realize that the people that you're in your life having all of these experiences with, they won't be there long term? So it's not about the people, it's about the experiences. And
yeah, I still believe that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it's just a lot all around. And it's silly. I found myself like reverting back to a younger version of myself who wanted to be accepted for me, but also feeling like a deep anxiety of whether I'm
that's just reoccurring whenever I'm interacting with people. I hate that, but it just reoccurs whenever I'm interacting with people. I get hurt while just like interacting with people.
May have a good look of me before like I don't know, I break down and people have a bad, it's all like mental, it's all here, you know, there's nothing rooted in reality, but it's just, that's what
I was diminishing my own feelings right now. It is rooted in reality. I was diminishing myself
on my YouTube. I want to be more present on my YouTube.
We've been doing that.
On TikTok.
We've been doing that.
Social media star.
I
find myself not really working on that as much as I would like to, and slacking on that. Yeah. And like, mind you, life happens. I know they say you can either have work-life balance or a work-school balance and blah, blah, blah.
I was legit going to say that. Like I don't remember what I said in this video, so I was just about to say, there's a triangle, okay? Like,
and I know that I don't make it better by turning to the little comfort that I don't really gain from being around the other
there's no comfort there. It's just being there.
And the last few weeks I've like stopped drinking because I thought, okay, what if I go out and I just don't drink? But it's just, I don't know. It's not for me. I'm 27. It was never really for me. I don't know why I always get dragged into doing that. Like when I was overseas in Korea, I was dragged into, by my own accord, dragged into the party scene. And now that I was here, I was kind of dragged into
I was partying in Korea.
No, I don't have anything
against, I dragged myself into the party scene.
I don't have anything against like a nice, chill, relax. But it's just, the other day I was at the club. Like I was at like this place called Brown's. Like, if you guys,
Brown's is the place, y'all.
But I was at
Brown's is the place.
I was on my laptop editing YouTube videos. Like, you know,
why am I out editing videos? I could be at home. People. I just want to be around people, but
cuddle with. I was gonna say color, but I guess I just want someone to cuddle.
We can color too.
I want someone to be there. We can be in silence, but like just be there. And like all of this is giving me a different view on Stu,
And I heard this thing where it was talking about, like, I'm still a tarot girly. I'm watching these videos, and one of the videos said, blah, 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 you can go all the way to a different town, and you think that going to this different town is going to change you. No, you go to a different town and you're still the same person. You might as well stay at home if you was the same person if you left the town. The thing is that the town needed to change, you need to change. And I felt that. I really did feel that. Like, I felt it deep. The change. Deep. I need to be a different person.
Deep in the chest.
And
I have been changing those
concepts. I feel like when I went to Korea and I came back, the ball was breaking. When I went to, that's it. That's all I've been. I've only been to Korea, but I was escaping something at home. And when I came back, everything kind of exploded. Dropped. So what am I escaping now? I wanted time away from Stu so that I could work on myself. And also, like, I wanted to understand my reliance on Stu. And I will say that I do crave people to be there. That's just a reality. I do crave being heard. And if...
Oh my goodness, being heard. That's a whole conversation, y'all. A whole conversation.
At home, like... The work, I love.
I was really on the fence of if I was going to continue to stay in China at this point.
I enjoy being a teacher. The work is
I really
not
do
horrible.
love being a teacher. It's not horrible.
But
some days are harder than others.
I enjoy
but it's not
being
horrible.
a social media star too. The work is not horrible, and I truly believe that I have what it takes to get on social media and make everyone hate me. I don't know. I also feel like I'm not well liked, and
I'm not. But that's okay.
That hurts.
It's just the reality. It does hurt, but like, girl,
grown to like me and stuff like that. But just overall, off the rip, I'm not a well liked individual, and
I'm not.
That's like my family.
It's
that's
fine though.
It's on everything, We see how my relationships end, and realistically, I think that even if I try to be liked, I'm not liked, and if I'm myself, I'm not liked. So I'm better off being myself, right?
I cut my hair. I'm back to me. I'm better off being myself. Let's go.
And
silence.
I feel a lot of emotions. Like, there's this feeling of, why did it take so long to walk away from this group when I've had plenty of videos talking about, like, my unhappiness in a way. And today I
boundaries.
I was like, you know what?
I like boundaries. Across the board, I like boundaries. And you know what? I was back a week later. And it all led me to this situation that I will share in this video later. But I was back soon. I was back so soon. My boundaries are so weak. I told myself
I miss going to the gym. My gym guy canceled on me, you guys. And I miss going to the gym. Like,
I went to the gym last night.
On a different meat.
But
yeah, my hair grew. And
then I cut
my
it
edges
off.
are kind of gone. I got those braids, and it just never looked the same.
I was dropping edges with those braids. Not even gonna lie.
I've changed. I'm
changing.
So now I need to make the outside me look like the inside me.
Girl, girls, guys, I got on the scale. the other day. It was like 114, 113 actually. The lowest it's ever been. And then I got on the scale this morning and it was 114.1. So
either way.
But
bye.
I'm getting smaller. Okay, like just focus on me for this moment. I'm getting smaller. I'm losing weight. Now that I have your attention, okay, it's very important that I let you know that I did say I was leaving the group. I did leave the group. And then within a week, I rejoined the group, okay? Now, all the problems did not change. Miss Thing, I was still trying to make
things where we would go out together and people would cancel, or people would just be like, they never respond to any of the messages I sent into the group. Like, other people would come in and be like, let's meet up, let's go out, they would go. But when Aaliyah said, let's meet up, let's go out, they wouldn't say nothing, nada. Like, it was just like I was a ghost. Poof. But anytime they made an event, I was going. And for what? I live the furthest away from these events. I pay so much money trying to go all the way over there. They don't even want to come all the way over here. They came over here once. And they complained about being that far. Excuse you, I come from here every time I meet out with you guys. Anytime I come out and hang out with you guys, I'm coming from this far, okay? So I kept saying the same thing. I need to stop hanging out with the foreigners. I need to stop hanging out with the foreigners. I done told the foreigners I need to stop hanging out with y'all. And everybody like, oh, you keep saying that. You don't really mean it. You keep saying that. You don't really mean it. Look, I'm hyping my own self up at this point, okay? If I'm going out, it's once a month. But other than that, this is my focus. This is my focus for the next year, okay? I done told them once, I done told them twice. Everybody is doubting on Aaliyah, okay? Aaliyah started going to the gym twice a week, okay? Aaliyah's changing. I'm leaving on a midnight train. Before I came to China, I told myself, I prayed to my spirit, guys. I said, may the people who don't need to be in my life, may they exit their ass up out of my life without even a fight. Let them just leave. And why am I surprised when I am ending up alone? Why am I surprised when somebody call me up, make plans with me multiple times, and then cancel the day of? Why am I surprised? This is what I asked, realistically. So anyway, I'm still trying to hang out with the foreigners. Red flag, boundaries where. And it really got nailed into the coffin that this was not my group, okay? It really got nailed into the coffin. I started to think, I'm only gonna go out when the women are out, because the men, all they do is talk about politics. There's one guy there that's always talking down on me, okay? He's always trying to talk down on me, but by the end of the night, I'm the only sober one with like a right mind. So then he talks down about everyone else to me by the end of the night. But before the end of the night, he's always talking down on me in some type of way, okay? It's wild. It's wild how, like, it's wild, okay? Well, we had dinner one night a few weeks ago, and this guy was talking about how much he hates China and stuff like that, and how, because it's not even that he hates China, but everything has become so mundane in his life of being in China. And I responded thinking about, oh, if things are mundane, do you remember all of your kids? That's what I said. Do you remember all of your kids? In my head, I'm thinking, do you remember all of your, like, kids' names? Do you remember them all in that way? Turns out this man has a child. I didn't know that. But I found out, and here's how I found out. He turned to me and he said, you're a fucking retard. You're an idiot. Why the fuck would you say that? You must be joking. Like, how could you? He went off on me. And I'm just standing there like, what's going on? I don't know if I should be heard right now, but like, I don't appreciate, like, it's not like I don't appreciate being spoken like this. I'm just shocked. Why am I being spoken like this? And like, everybody at the table is also confused. And one of the guys says, oh wait, do you have children? And he's like, yeah. And he's like still going off on me, talking about how I'm a sick fuck. I didn't know he had children. I was thinking, do you remember all of your students' names at your school? He's like, he doesn't call them his kids. I'm sorry. I call them my babies. Those are my babies at the school. From little 3-year-old to the 16-year-olds. Those are my babies, okay? Black grandmama coming in. I call everybody baby, okay? And I can get away with it. I heard like one of the kids in the bathroom complaining about another teacher calling them baby. They were like, I don't want to be their baby. I'm your baby. And they were talking to their mom, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Like, I hope my children don't complain, because I call everybody baby. I'm like, Bobby, hey, baby, come get this. I give them, I'm like, I give them the look like this. Like, I really be extra in the class, but it's fun. It's just me, right? The class is a stage, and it's my stage. But, yeah, and that was the moment where I realized, like, also on top of that, like, the whole conversations about, like, politics and stuff like that, they're history majors, and I get it, but there's this man who actually lived through history, okay? Like, he's lived through these historical events, and, like, he's always trying to shit on me for not knowing these old white men's names, okay? Like, realistically, he's always trying to shit on me for not knowing these old white men names that, like, were up in 1930s dealing with freaking foreign affairs. They're always trying to shit on me, and it's just like, he's always trying to embarrass me too. Like, everybody wants to have the conversation about how they hate America and how they hate Americans, and I'm just sitting at the table, and they're like, he's like, yeah, every time I'm around, it's, oh yeah, we hate Americans, but not you though. And then it'll be like the other night I was out with them, and they were like, the only American at the table doesn't know about the American history. And it's like, you literally are talking to a history major, and you've lived through these events. Like, you weren't a child when these events were going. Matter of fact, you was probably in your 20s when these events were happening, sir. Like, you've lived through these events, like, and you're trying to shit on me. And it's so weird. And, you know, I brought this up with, like, some of the other foreigners. I'm like, why does he always do this? And they legitimately were like, yeah, I don't get him, but it's just a continued pattern that just makes it very unwelcoming to be in that situation, right? And it was already, you know, like, trust your gut, Aaliyah. You were saying that you didn't need to be around this situation, but you kept taking yourself to this situation. So, isn't that on you? Like, cry baby cry. Why continue to put yourself in a situation to get hurt, to be ridiculed, all of this? So there was another situation where we were playing, like, poker night, right? And we were playing, and there was someone who won. Okay, so there's 3 people at the table. We're playing poker. Someone won, okay? There was me and another guy. The guy next to me was like, oh yeah, if he didn't win, I would have won. And I was looking at my cards, and I was like, we had already put our cards on the table, and I was like, wait, that don't make no sense. If he didn't win, I would have won, right? That's what was making sense. And everybody was just kind of like shooing me off, and I'm like, no, like, I'm trying to understand, because we are playing poker. We are learning how to play the game, but I would have won, right? And, like, I asked the question to the people, and now they're like, no, he won. The person who won, they're like, no, he won. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm saying if he didn't win, I would have won. And they're like, no, he won. And I'm just like, yes, but if he wasn't on the table, I would have won, because the person right next to me just said that he would have won. And I think my cards are better than his, is it not? And so everybody's just like, oh, Aaliyah, you don't know what you're talking about. It's no big deal. They're like trying to move on from the situation, but we are playing the game to learn the game. Like, it's not even we're in the middle, we're just practicing. This is the practice round. This is when you're supposed to ask your freaking questions. Why are you guys dismissing me? Why are you guys talking down on me? Why are you guys like, oh yeah, Aaliyah, just ignore, like, Aaliyah, blah blah blah? They kept snapping at me. Like, anytime that we go around the table, and, like, let's say I'm talking, they're like, Aaliyah, hurry up. Okay, when I'm paying attention and I've already played my cards, I've already done my action, it's still, Aaliyah, hurry up. I've already done it. Like, they were going at me
back to back to back to back. And it really started feeling like I was being bullied. It really started hurting me. And I had a little bit of alcohol inside of me. So I had to walk away. And I went in the bathroom and I legitimately cried. It just felt like high school. It felt like middle school. No matter what I do, I was wrong. Even though I was asking the correct questions, I was still wrong. And that really got to me because there's been a lot of situations, no matter if I'm in the right, I'm still wrong. Majority will still rule me as the person who is wrong, even if I'm in the right. And that really got to me because why? Why do people treat me like that? And also, why the hell do I let people treat me like that? And how did I get in this situation where this is continuing? Because I'm sick of that. And it just all fit into place. It was like, this is not the place for you. This is just not the place for you. These are not the people for you. I don't know if I'll ever meet the people that won't make me feel the way that I feel with people. I don't know if I will ever meet those people. But I know that that place is not where I'm gonna find them. So at this point, I have a live, I don't know what time it is right now. I have a live at like 9 where I'm meeting some new people and we've done a live together before. There was a video where we asked if some place in China is like civilized or not, right? That was a whole video that I did in the past, and literally the day literally 5 minutes after I did that video last time, I was like, did I just ruin my life? That was the video that I posted talking about, did I ruin my life? But yeah, I'm very open about being in China right now. So yeah, you guys have any questions, any videos that you would want me to make while I'm in China, let me know. But all in all, this is still a very much so a learning experience. I'm going back to my roots. That's why I cut off my hair in this manner, and I feel beautiful. Like, I did cut a little bit too much on one side, but you know what? Ain't nobody finna come check me. Ain't nobody, and I got my nails done today. I'm a girly. But at the end of the day, I have learned a lot through my travels and being here and whatnot, and I learned that that level of disrespect I won't continue to take in the future. And the best way to deal with that situation is not, hey, you guys, could you please maybe respect me? Just hang out with people who respect me. They obviously don't view me as someone who is respectable. I don't understand. Maybe it's my openness. They see my vulnerability as a weakness. But either way it goes, it's not gonna be going anymore because it's worthless to I'm out here hanging out with people who jokingly but slick unjokingly call themselves alcoholics. I'm hanging out with people who there's one guy who is smoking that loud, smoking that Doja in this country. He's a foreigner. But the balls on these people, I would never. But you know what I mean? Those are the people, there's one guy who peed in a sink. We were going KTV and we were waiting and he was looking around for a bathroom, didn't know where to find one. He peed in the sink. But mind you, it wasn't just a regular sink. It was the sink in which they had dishes in the sink. Now, it was a double sink. There was dishes in the sink next to it. It was a place in which people make food. He peed in the sink. And he's not a horrible person. He's not a horrible person, but that just never will leave my mind. Whenever I think of that guy, I think about how he peed in the sink. There's another guy, they just get drunk and start stumbling around and peeing on stumbling around and peeing everywhere, and it's just oh my god. I was out with one of the foreigners and I don't think I'm drunk enough for this shit, honestly, but there was this situation where the other guys left in a taxi and it was too many of us to fit into another taxi, right? He was snapping at me when I was trying to tell him, hey, the other taxi already left. And I can give him that he was also drunk, but it's just the behavior of him being drunk, snapping at me, and then when we get in the taxi driver's like, hey, I have a camera. Very respectable. It wasn't like, fuck you foreigners, get out of my ride. It was like, I have a camera. It's too many of you guys in the car. I'll get in trouble, right? So I'm like, okay, it's cool. We get out the car. He's like, fuck you, to the taxi driver. Now the taxi driver might not even understand English, but I did. And I'm just like, now why the fuck would you do that? Like, you know, why would you do that? And it's really weird because that was the same guy that I was talking about was gonna be my daddy doll. Like, it was definitely a complete turn off. I took his girl to, I literally went on a trip with his girl. Tried to steal his girl. I was this close. Tried to steal his girl. I was this close. And then I got really drunk and hungover and passed out. And then Stu came to China. So that's the timeline of all of this. But definitely in the next year, I will not be continuing that parade because it's not worth it. We have been talking for about 30 minutes. Oh my God, Miss Shutter. Y'all like we've been talking for a while. Oh my God, Destiny Childs. But yeah, that is it for today. Got my makeup done. I thought I'd make a video and we made a really long video, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Also, much love and positive vibes. Make sure y'all check out my other videos. You know, I've been getting in trouble lately. There was a video from August that posted and people were like, I can't believe you're supporting McDonald's. They're killing children. And I was like, whoa. Whoa, that's a lot to put on me. That's a lot to put on me right now. I rebuke it in the name of saving my own self from the sorrows that you're trying to place upon me. Okay? But let me know if there's anything that you want me to do in the future. It probably will take a while for me to actually do it because I'm pre-recording. This is December right now. Maybe the video you asking about will come out in August. But until next time, babies, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and sending much love and positive vibes your way. Bye. Damn, I look good. I didn't do this makeup, someone else did it. I look good, baby, but I look good all over. I'm thinking about getting my eyebrows done. Y'all will hear about it. It will be like legit. I will get my eyebrows done.